international lifestyle.
Diving.
We're leaving in bottom.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving.
Yeah, welcome my new deep OG recruits. Thanks for sanctioning your transfer to the Diving for Glory podcast. I'm Pep Corsiola, co-hosting High Roller, and I do mean hi. Short rhyme scheme this week. Sir Solomon, what up?
How you doing?
Yeah. Let's go. Welcome to our post-transfer window special. The rumors are over. The rosters are set. Some people are ecstatic and others were feeling quite rubbish this week. We will dive into all that as well as a little international flavor this week. No 4-3-3 though, as our squad is on leave. They were called up by our native land, Stankonia.
Yes.
Sir Solomon, cleats laced, jersey tucked, all warmed up. Let's go.
Let's do this.
So, and you ever think about how Diving for Glory is like a double entendre too? Like, it could be a porn movie too. Anyway, first topic, man.
Do they wear jerseys?
They could. That would be themed. First topic, man, we're going to hit you
Sporting lesbians.
is probably... yes. The Sporting Lesbians of Lisbon.
Where is your Munchin cunt flaps?
The Munchin cunt.
Anyways.
Anyway, man. First topic. Probably the biggest transfer over since the last episode, or the finally done Mbappe. Which also stands for motherfucking black African prince pimping everyone's son. Did you know that?
Oh, nice.
Sweet, dude. Either way, man. Let me ask you, man. Why did he end
parents
up
like Talib Kweli or some shit like
No.
KRS-One son Mbappe.
Mbappe. What up, man? Tell me why he chose PSG. Told me why not Madrid? Well, tell me why not Madrid.
Official
City or
story
Barcelona?
by him, which I found hilarious, was he said something to the effect of a real superstar wins at home. Which is awesome, but the real superstar is Neymar right now, so just calm down. He's not at home. He's in
not
Paris.
at home. Yeah, but he sure seems like he's at home.
Yes, so go away and practice your Portuguese, little boy.
So, okay. So, no doubt. So, he wanted to stay in France at the end of the day. He's French.
Dude, the other options were Real Madrid,
Where he may not start every game.
and Barcelona.
Shambles at the moment. I'm sure that played something into that.
So this is the upwardly mobile team. They're enthusiastically spending on players that are bigger than him. He's surrounded by so much talent, and he gets paid that Arab money.
Yeah, so speaking of the Arab money, though, like, the interesting thing to me was, and I think maybe a lot of people don't understand, or who knows, is, like, why the loan, though? So this is a loan for 1 year, and then not the option, but, like,
Obligation.
the obligation to buy for 166 million or something along those lines next year. But like, why the loan? Is it an FFP thing, or
Yes.
like, okay.
They're trying to... PSG, if given the opportunity, would just fly over with the briefcases of cash and just take whatever the fuck they want.
Just
like
drop
if they
doldrums
could,
of oil on them.
Yeah, like FFP has nothing to do with these people. So they're saying, we got the money, obviously. We just signed a one-time check to get Neymar. They're watching us right now, so, go down to Texas, lay down for a little bit, lay low.
And
Okay.
so I wonder. So on a
Throw
loan,
your burner away for a year. We get back to this.
so in a loan scenario, though, is Monaco paying the salary? Like, how does that work?
No. You pay loan fee for the year you have him, and then the obligatory purchase. Monaco, though, salary-wise, is not really worried because the windfall, it's a guaranteed windfall. Like,
Guaranteed.
the sale has happened. It's just moving around the numbers for the books.
Yep, and that makes sense. And you know what? I don't see anything wrong with that. That's just playing the system within the guidelines that they've given you.
Yeah, but I don't think that the confusing part to me is not the Mbappe loan to buy, but that when they claim their income on their FFP documents, whatever, they're claiming like revenues that are way bigger than Real Madrid and Barcelona, and that's not real. Like,
What do you
it's
mean?
made up. I mean,
What do you mean, dude? You can go to the PSG fan store and buy little gallons of oil. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, of course, it's legit.
any Qatari product you buy is like, oh yeah, PSG just made some money.
Yes, anything, dude. The whole fucking country. So, man, I wonder if that includes profits from the World Cup. That hasn't happened yet. But,
But his purchase is also going to be like, he's Brazil's number 10. They're trying to, within this next 5-6 years,
Neymar. he's talking
position
about. Yeah.
Neymar also to be the global ambassador of that World Cup.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of success, like that.
Yep. Yeah,
Crazy.
and if this takes them further in Europe, I mean, they get more money, they win the league, I mean, etc. So, some of this money will come back, whether or not they have run afoul of
A lot
FFP
of the money
is
will
yet
come
to be
back
seen.
just because of, like I said, they will advance in the Champions League, but also the prices of players have changed. So guys that they got for what was considered exorbitant amounts at the time, they can get rid of for a profit.
Yep.
So they can make back a lot of money from selling. And they were talking about how they have either sold, loaned, or retired 8 players since last season ended. And that in itself, just the salaries coming off the books, is like close to 45 million euros. Like, you're not accounting, man. You can move shit around.
So with all that being said, and like I said, them going farther in Europe makes a difference. So are they favorites? Are they Champions League favorites at this point? They have a not so strong league to deal with.
They can't be Champions League favorites, only because
Madrid exists.
Madrid. It's like, you can't be the favorite when there's a team that's done it back-to-back years and has like up-and-coming stars on it that are still gonna drive them when they're hungry. So
It's true.
but they're right there. They're among the best teams, which is all you can really ask for. And then you want the dice to roll your way, and then you make a run. Like, they've positioned themselves correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. Thiago Mata still playing, scoring the other week as well. I love that.
If you know football, you know football. Paolo Maldini was rocking it at 40.
Yeah. Well, PSG, man, they sure feel like the North Korea of the soccer world, dude. They just dropping bombs everywhere, son.
Less belligerent.
They're belligerent just in their own way, son. But like with all that being said, that financial power that they're flexing, man, is what the Premier League has been mighty scared. Not the Premier League, but it was what a lot of other teams have complained about regarding the Premier League with their new TV contracts and whatnot. So we're going to shift to the Premier League. And I just wanted to ask you, did the EPL prove to be, in this transfer window, the financial powerhouse that all these other teams and leagues have been complaining about and scared of?
Yes. Easily numbers, then in EPL is clearly that. Let me give you a rundown of transfer spending in Europe this summer, okay?
All right.
Bundesliga spent 480 million euros. La Liga spent 500 million euros.
Yep.
League One, behind high-spending Paris Saint-Germain and also Monaco, spent 580 million. 220 of those is just Neymar, okay? Serie A, behind who we'll get into in a little bit, AC Milan spent 715 million euros.
That's huge for Serie A, considering where they were a few years ago. But go ahead.
Now, the lads from England. The Premier League, 1.3 billion.
So they almost doubled the second highest league.
Yes.
And tripled most of the other leagues.
Yes.
Wow. That's just not even...
So
How do they
let's
still end up with so many shit teams?
All right, we gotta kind of run through this and look at the top teams to understand why they're not better for $1.3 billion. All right?
Okay. Let's go.
Chelsea. They won the league. They had a thin team and something that a lot of people gave them a chance because of was that they didn't have Europe last year, which helped, but I don't know how much. What they needed was some depth. And they got Rudiger, Morata, Bakayoko, Zappacosta, and Drinkwater, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck a Zappacosta is, but he's supposedly badass, but like, they... yeah.
That's what they said.
That is what he thinks of Zappacosta. Stick your blue flag up your ass. But anyways, they spent 185 million pounds and received in sales 110 million pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot was made about how embarrassed Chelsea got by like making all these, like they tried to get Oxlade, they tried to get Llorente,
yeah.
and Ross Barkley from Everton.
What's your thinking? Why are they getting rejected? They actually have a thin squad. Like you might even see some time. Like they weren't even going.
I found
like
it
Llorente.
more surprising that they were going after those guys. Like Llorente, if you get him, it's fine, whatever. But like I think that just keeping Diego Costa is much, like they got him and Morata. Like who gives a shit about Llorente? Like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Ross Barkley, they're not on Chelsea's level. Like why the fuck? Like
I agree. I agree.
Other than just going out and like randomly embarrassing themselves, they had a good fucking transfer window.
Yeah.
But they just, they just wanted to look like idiots for no fucking reason, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Could certainly be the guy at the helm, man. Turning a few people away, turn a few people off or whatever. Nobody likes text message breakups. Come on, son, you're 40-something years old. Call the motherfucker. Or at least tweet it. Damn.
Ain't got time for that shit. Got a hair implants appointment at 3. No.
Oh man, all right, man. What else? EPL.
So, Man United. Everybody makes a thing about Jose Mourinho's second year, and if that thing is that winning the league in his second year is true,
what was this? This was really good.
My man Klopp made an appearance, but he's very well positioned for this. He signs Lukaku, Lindelof, Matic, and of course, just in case this team full of badasses isn't up to some big moments, Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yep. You didn't even mention Lukaku, did you?
I did. He's the first guy I mentioned. But you saw the Zlatan story about how he gave Lukaku the number 9?
Yeah, because he said he progressed or something? Or
I was like, no, he did good. I want you to feel very comfortable here, and we want to welcome you. So what we're going to do is you're going to take the number 9, and I'm going to take the number 10.
Thanks, Wayne.
He said, so I did not go away. I just upgraded my number.
Yes, I upgraded my... Oh, that's great, dude. Oh, that's great.
But they got big. They got defensive. They got deep. They got Mourinho. Yes, they got that. That is the sound of Jose Mourinho orgasming at championship time, squeaky bum time.
Oh man, well yeah, they had a huge summer, man. They filled in some nice gaps, I felt like, and looking mighty dangerous
Man
so far.
City came out of the gates. Sheikh Mansour went to Spain in a Lamborghini. They came out of the gates like gangbusters, but by the end of the transfer window and the beginning of the season, don't feel all the way there.
Happy New Year.
That's how Pep felt about the transfer
happy,
day.
believe me. I'm so happy. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. They got Bernardo, Ederson, Kyle Walker, Danilo, and of course the man, the legend, Ben Mendy.
And if it wasn't for Raheem Sterling, they'd be like 7 points down already.
So these guys are combined like 100 feet tall. Raheem Sterling is carrying them.
Dude, they're also like combined like
Raheem
220
Sterling
mil.
is built like a little Jamaican au pair. He's carrying this whole investment coming out of some Arab country.
So what about, speaking of all those signings and whatnot? I mean, we covered that kind of in depth last week as far as City just not living up to the expectations. So with all that being said, like, how much did they spend on these guys, and how much did they bring in? Like, what was their deficit?
They spent a lowly £221.5 million. So they spent a Neymar.
They got 5 players.
Yes, but they also made sales, so they received about 90.6 million.
Did they? Wow.
So they ended it at a net spend of 130 million.
Okay, that's not bad. Not too
They
bad.
tried to spend more. In fact, the Sanchez deal not going down, they had a contract written up and everything. They're claiming which he signed, and they are considering fucking suing RCD.
Don't waste your time, man. I'll just say that, as
his French is gonna take forever. Just leave it
man.
alone.
As a City supporter, though, I'll say that definitely disappointing because they didn't get the extra striker they need, and they didn't get the extra center back they need. Even though they're sitting up there with John Stones, who's like, you paid $50 million for it, and he's riding the pine. They're starting Otamendi and relying on Frankenstein company, and boy, that's sketchy.
Them not upgrading the defense is a real worry, but they have built a really good team. I would give them like a B+. But my concern more is with Pep's adjustment to Premier League football, which he kind of has refused to do so far.
Yeah,
I don't think the team is the issue at this point. Like, they've gave him the guns. Like, it's up to you to shoot him, Holmes.
Yeah, but no. He's very steadfast in his approach and the way that he views football, and he's not going to compromise. All right, who else?
We got Tottenham.
Sorry, they make me laugh every time I hear their name.
Yes. They made a profit in the transfers.
What? Really? That's so surprising.
And arguably at the position that they made the most profit at, they got better.
Man.
They got rid of Kyle Walker for 50 mil, right?
Yep.
For 32 of that, they got Serge Aurier, who, if you could actually just like rein him in a little bit and just not allow him to do Serge Aurier things, is an amazing football player. Much better than Kyle Walker.
Yeah, he has a lot of talent. He's young too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, but the problem is that his biggest talent is brawling, This is the guy that came out with a panorama video, like calling Zlatan, names. I can't even repeat them. Zlatan might do Zlatan things to me.
Called him a Fiat.
Why you acting like a
Fiat? Terrible. But all in all, solid window. They looked pretty helpless at first, and
it's very solid window.
Yep.
If Tottenham had Liverpool's window and Liverpool had Tottenham's transfer window, they would be the two best teams in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Liverpool needed defensive reinforcement. They go out and get Salah, so lanky, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Because they get Salah, Solanke, and Ox when they needed defense, right?
Yep.
Tottenham needed more creative players, and their solution is to get Davinson Sanchez and Aurier. They also added Fernando Llorente, but that's like your backup striker. Who cares? But this is really solid. The team is better at what they were. But Tottenham's issue is not so much transfers alone as the fact that their guys are highly underpaid.
Yep.
Yep. And like even just today, there's been a rumor about Toby Alderweireld.
Oh, saying he wants money or a transfer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be all world at your position and you're getting paid like a B-teamer, man.
Yeah, and I always love this.
And like, what's this loyalty thing? He's from Belgium.
I was just gonna say, but like that's I hate that dichotomy in modern day sports where people expect this loyalty from the players. Come on, man, they'll sell you, they'll trade you. They'll
Sorry
cut
to
you,
switch
they'll do
teams,
whatever.
but Isaiah Thomas played the day after his sister died, and they traded his ass.
They trade him. Yeah, there's no loyalty, dude.
Like, get out of here.
Yeah, no loyalty, man. Yeah, okay. So Liverpool, let's move on to Liverpool.
Yeah, like Liverpool already kind of started upon them, but like they spent 82 and received about 40 for a net of about 42 million pound expenditure.
Yep.
I can't fault them for what they did. Their biggest signing, like a new signing, is Philippe Coutinho not leaving, which
right?
I don't understand what that. It's if they win the league, that's a successful move, but I can't help but feel for the dude, man. It's the World Cup here, and he's gonna be gegenpressing all year in a fucking dock city in England instead of like fucking making passes to Messi. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
He's gonna
that hurts.
And you know that style like exhausts players. He's gonna get hurt in April and miss the World Cup.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Sorry,
for the money that was put out there, I just think you have to sell. I think, but you know, I think that's a very indicative, like to our point of the EPL power, is that, you know, a few years ago they would not have been able to resist that overture from Barcelona.
Again, this is another team that at the beginning of the transfer window, for no reason at all, decided to embarrass the living shit out of themselves and all their fans with that Virgil van Dijk
tapping up dikes, man.
you know what I'm saying? Trying to tap her up. Can't do that, man. You know, don't like dudes.
So bad.
Anyways, they had that on their resume, like just like completely embarrassing themselves. They wrote an official letter of apology. Nobody does that shit.
Yeah.
So now they had to dig in on the Coutinho thing, like just to make a point. And it's like at some point they started looking ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
It was like 60 million. No. Good for you. Yeah, like you're showing people how business is done, right?
Yeah.
Come back 100 million. Hell no. They're like, so why don't you have defenders if you don't need $100 million? And then it's like 130 million. We told you we're not selling. And you're like, okay, like why are you looking like that team then? Like you need money or you need to spend what great money you have. Do something.
Do something. All right, Liverpool, man. Let's move on from Merseyside. The other side of Merseyside.
Let's go to the Everton is amazing. Like I just love how they've been spending the new money. This team out of pocket spent 150 and received 94, so comes net spending of 55 million pounds from Everton. Like they are making moves, dude. Like they get Henry Onyekuru, Arsenal was trying to sign him. I think Liverpool also was rumored. They snag him. They get Sandro Ramirez, solid striker. They get Michael Keane. Dude, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Rooney, Jordan Pickford. Like, this team stepped it up. I was really appreciative of, like, they didn't go out there trying to embarrass themselves. They came out early. They got solid players. When Rooney fell into their lap, they made that purchase. Like,
they got rid of Lukaku early.
They set him up with a chick at a bar. He got arrested. Now he has to be fit. Like he's gonna stop drinking for the rest of the season. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, right.
I'm kidding.
But they
set him up.
But they got Lukaku. I mean, they got rid of him early too. Like, and I think that was key too, because then you could just move on with your business. We got this money that's done.
I believe that like Ronald Koeman and Lukaku had agreed that was his last season before last season started.
Yeah.
Because even during the course of the season, he was marketing him. He's like, he needs to go to a bigger club to get better.
Yeah, but like in contrast, a team like Tottenham and how they did the Gareth Bale, like just dragged it out to get every single penny. Like just like they were just like, all right, cool, let's do this. Like let's get on with it.
At the time of purchase, Lukaku was more of a no-brainer than Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale has impressed a lot since he made the move. There were a lot of people that thought that was a bad buy at the time.
So, any lastly?
Yes, lastly and leastly,
Sparsenal.
this team.
Sparsenal.
I don't know if the grading system allows for like G's and H's and Y's, because Arsenal, like, F does not cut it, dude.
You got a Y. Yo, what the fuck?
Basically. They got the tank Kolasinac or whatever.
Yeah.
And Lacazette, which was solid. But first of all, they bought a tank and didn't play him for a fucking big game. Like, okay.
Did the
What,
same
you get
thing.
is the rims on your tank nice? You don't want to put it in the mud?
Yeah, same thing with Lacazette. Like, I'm not.
Basically. So,
But
what
again-
they bought, they don't know what to do with. And then, the Alexis Sanchez fiasco, where they agreed to sell him to City,
City.
as long as they could just go out there and find a replacement. City has been trying to get this guy all fucking summer.
All summer, dude.
And Arsenal spent 6 hours trying to sign Lemar.
6 hours, dude. Like, no bullshit. Like,
And
hey,
to add
hey,
insult to injury, Arsene
tried.
Wenger gives an interview and he's like, yeah, we'll be back for him in January.
I know.
Yeah, because he thinks you're so well run that that's the club he wants to come to.
I'll be back for him. I'm like, you know how this works? Like,
Fuck
it'd
outta
be done deals. You know, like, and then it doesn't go down, and then
That
it never goes
team
down.
is a prime example of why English teams need like a director of football / GM, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But you can't have a guy that clearly doesn't know what the fuck is going on in modern right now football. Having so much responsibility. He's like the guy in charge of getting guys. He's in charge of selling. He's in charge of formation. Like, and he's doing none of it good at the moment. Like, just
Nope.
people are saying, yeah, we should get rid of him. But when you do, your whole club structure needs to also fucking change.
Kroenke. There it is.
Walmart.
All right, so
Come out and pay.
So to wrap up EPL, man, who do you consider the biggest single loser? Not like a team, but like out of all this movement, who lost, man?
Man, Arsenal did dirty, too dirty.
Think he lost the most?
Dirty Sanchez, dude.
Yeah, it's tough. What about Coutinho? What about why not Costa? Why not Mahrez?
They're in the Champions League. Mahrez is just a guy. Like dude,
He's a guy who has a chance to go make a lot more money and play for a better team.
Nah, but like nobody really made a strong push for him. Like that's okay, whatever. Like maybe you're a little lower than the level you should be.
No.
But okay, this guy had a chance to get that Arab money. Instead, he's gonna be playing Mbappe Borisov in the Europa Cup youth.
So
Like, and clearly no chance of like getting back to the Champions League with the current team. It's a World Cup year. They depend so much on him that, like, oh my god,
he'll
like
get
it's
the
a complete
time.
disaster.
He'll get the time. The other thing that I
Get too much
looks up
time.
in his favor is though that he's a free agent at the end of the year. He'll be gone for free. And so when I look at a situation like Coutinho, though, and you look at now he may have dodged a bullet. We don't know yet, but you know if he's thinking Barca next summer, man, we'll see if Messi's still there. Like it may not be the move that you think it is this year. Like and then what are you gonna do? I mean now you're
Barcelona
at
is always Barcelona. Manchester United is always Manchester United. Real Madrid is always Bayern Munich is always Bayern Munich. Like there are certain things that career
matter.
opportunity wise, you know. Oh yeah,
Doesn't
they
matter.
made me CEO. Too bad we're in an economic downturn right now. You know.
Okay, so Dirty Sanchez, biggest loser, biggest winner, man. Who came up? Who's like so positioned so sweetly, or you know, or is hell even who has no business being where they are is gonna succeed in different ways.
I want to go with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, just because he's clearly punching so far up his weight, beyond his weight class. Like, what the fuck? Like, they kept, after a game in which the team he played against, that defense, I mean, the midfield, completely outplayed him in a game where he played in, and they didn't even play their best player. He's like, yeah, that's where I'm going to get an opportunity. I'm going to go there. But at the same time, the defending champions are looking to get him. I'm like, what is it about this guy?
Did you hear what he said though? When he was like, he said he was talking about the morale of Liverpool, and he was like, yeah, seeing the guys had such a great game. We had such a great game last week in our 4-0 win
After the Arsenal game.
Ouch, son.
Fucking
Ouch.
tosser.
Yeah, he came out, man. We'll see how that plays. I'd like to suggest Danilo, because I don't even think he has much of, like...
Danilo Gallinari, he's got a nice shot and stuff. Oh,
he's going to get time.
Not Danilo Gallinari, we're talking about. Okay. Yeah, he sucks, dude.
He came up, man. He's going to get a lot of time.
I don't think he's going to get a lot of time.
He's going to out of rotational necessity.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could find many better scenarios than leave. When you leave Madrid, than going to Manchester City, playing for Pep, getting some time, playing in the Champions League. He's gonna.
I think he made a
come
lateral,
up for him.
No, I think he made a lateral move. He was at Real Madrid. What's a come up?
Agreed. Well, you go from there to Las Palmas or something. I mean,
dude,
the weather's
Alex
nice, but
Chamberlain basically walked out of a burning house.
that's a come up. I'm just saying, for me, man, Danilo kind of was a come up. He came up.
Danilo left one villa and moved to another villa where they gave him a nicer bedroom.
I know. Exactly.
This
That's
guy
the point.
was in a life-threatening situation and now is in a comfortable situation.
When there's only one place to go, which is down, you know what I'm saying? And you keep your standards of living high? What do you mean, dude? This is like, you know what I'm saying? This is like gold digger heaven. This is gold digger dogma right there.
Fair enough. Alex Chamberlain does have to live in
Liverpool.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. All right. So either way, man, that's EPL. That was pretty thorough. I much appreciate it. Who do you think, though, is going to win? After all that's said and done, all these transfers, looks pretty competitive at the top. Who do you have?
Chelsea.
Wow. Chelsea.
Yes.
Because they're going to do... Why?
I think that Morata has just come out and quietly... Is he a righty? Is he a lefty? We don't know. 4 moves, 2 goals, 2 assists, all ahead. Hazard hasn't even played this season. Dude, Pedro has like had a few minutes. Dude, they got nicer in defense with Rudiger. Like, I think that Chelsea is positioned excellently. Nice. They are a team that's built to do what their coaches wants them to do, and it's proven that it works. Like, so, and I don't. Why go with somebody else?
Yeah, I don't think they have realistic Champions League aspirations this year. Like they want to make it out the group stage, etc., but I don't think they'll be playing for the title. I think more than anything, the Premier League title.
Yeah, absolutely. Chelsea is best position in my estimation.
I think I'm not. I can definitely see it, and I think you're right. Just because of that coaching and like him being so clear with what he wants and what exactly he's doing, and they did it last year. It's real tough to repeat, man.
Yes, it is.
I still have City.
I think that Chelsea, City, and United are going to be the 3 teams that are going to be closest to each other, and I think it's going to go actually
pretty late into the season.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the closest, most exciting championships that we're going to have, and I think Chelsea pips it, but I wouldn't be surprised if City or Manchester United won it either.
Absolutely. I would like to say So when it comes down, when it comes down to the end, man, we still have Sergio. Fucking Sergio for Sanchez. Jack off. Get out of here. All right, man. We're gonna move on. Before we look at the rest of the world, though, and just like kind of cover the transfers of some of the bigger teams, we want to do a little recap of what AC Milan did this summer. They are an old giant that has seemingly been awakened this summer. They have very great ambition, and so I just want to start though first. Solomon, what happened to them? I mean, they were, owned the 90s, still big in the 2000s.
Yes, AC Milan is a interesting team because You know, in Italy, Juventus is the most dominant team. The most supported team in Milan is Inter Milan. Internationally, AC Milan is the most known, most supported, and most respected club out of Italy.
Most successful as well, yes?
Most successful internationally. They're only second to Real Madrid in Champions League wins. Mostly backed by the main man, the man with the master plan. No plan at all. Silvio Berlusconi. Yeah. One of the most corrupt people of all time. Owned one of what is considered the classiest football clubs ever. He bought them in 85. In the 80s, they had already been relegated 2 times by the time he got them, one of which being due to a huge corruption case that had happened in Italy that had led to like many suspensions, and they were relegated that time. They came back, they got immediately relegated, and he bought them in 85, put in a new coach, Arrigo Sacchi, who was, like now we know, one of the historically amazing coaches, right? And they bring in the Destrio, Van Basten, Gullit, Rijkaard. They ball out. Until today, the last team that has won back-to-back Champions Leagues until Real Madrid just did it was
Milan. Like 89, 90 or something like that.
Yes, but like now, over the past 6-7 years, he has lost his power and through it his money, because when he owned a TV station which controlled 45% viewership in Italy. And while he was president, the state was 50% of the viewership. So he had control of 95% of Italy's viewership, right? Wow. So when he loses out on this shit, he's like, all right, trying to sell and recoup his money because he has no more, like his money's tied up. So many trials, all types of shit going on. He's Silvio Berlusconi. You know who he is. He's a fucker. So anyways, he decides to sell it to the Sino Europe Sports Investment Management of Changchun. That is the real name.
So that's the owners now. The
Chinese organization.
So that's where the money has come from.
Part of it. After having made a 210 million euro initial payment, now they had a remaining 336 in additional equity and 231 in debt that they need to cover for this deal to go through, which would total about 770 million euros and dollars. I mean, China blocked them from wiring the money. Imagine wiring this kind of money. First of all, let's have a second for that.
Okay.
Now,
why? Okay.
When that wouldn't happen, they had to secure funding from somewhere. And here comes Elliott Management. It's a U.S. private equity firm known as a vulture fund. They provide 300 million euros so that the sale can go through. Which sounds like awesome. Yeah, okay, you find some guy, he gave you 300 million euros, you give him a sponsor, blah, 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 right? When you look at it closer, the loan made carries an 11% interest on it.
Wow. At that amount of money, at 11%?
Dude, 11% is such a fucking crazy number that when I was reading the Forbes article about this, a Forbes reporter who's like respected had to refer to it as the VIG. He's like, this is a mafia VIG, you know? It's 11%.
Yes, 11%.
And if they don't make the payments on given day, which is
right, like that's
then Elliott will be able to float their stocks and effectively take over control of AC Milan.
Wow. So
they're already trying this with a couple of smaller teams in Europe.
Yep.
But the gamble that AC Milan is making is like now how to make that money, because you can make the money.
Yep.
You just have to be creative.
Yep.
So their solution? Buy. Because they made the calculation that if they could get into the Champions League, then they'll have the money.
I didn't know Timberlake made an appearance on the show today, man. That's so bad, man. Go ahead.
No, the Justin Timberlake version of Bye 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 is the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain leaving Arsenal. This is like buying purchase.
Yes, for sure.
Leonardo Bonucci. Also known as the Leonardo da Vinci of defense. No, he's not.
Bonucci, la la la. Go ahead.
Bonucci. He's a killer from Juventus defense. You know, Italian BBC. So if there was ever an Italian BBC, he was the B in the BBC.
One of the B's, the other being Balotelli. Go ahead.
No, that's too gully of a BBC. They got Andre Silva out of Portugal, Porto.
Nice.
He's
really
21.
Nice. Really nice.
Plays striker, solid, upcoming, number 9. He's already on the Portuguese national team.
Scored this weekend.
Yep.
Twice, maybe, I think.
Andrea Conti from Atalanta, right back. You know, he's a good Italian defender. But look at his age, 23 again. They got the Turkish kid, Hakan, attacking midfielder, Leverkusen, 23. Ricardo Rodriguez, wicked left back, played for Wolfsburg. He plays for Switzerland. He's wicked. They got him. 24. And
wow.
One of the jewels in the crown being Frank Kessie. Came from Atalanta, plays for Ivory Coast also. Boss in midfield, only 20 years old. Plus that previous AC Milan VIG that we had. You know, he has an 11% VIG on it, but that's about it.
Atalanta finished 4th last year, man. Solid.
In addition to Nikola Kalinic, Liverpool's own Fabio Barini, and Lucas Biglia, like they built a solid team. They have young, like homegrown players to complement this team, and their gamble is that they will either win the Europa League or position themselves in the league table to where they're in the Champions League automatic spots next year.
So that's my last question about them is they finished 6th last year. Have they done? It seems like a dumb question, but have they done enough to grab that 3rd Champions League spot?
I think they've done enough to grab that 2nd Champions League spot.
Have they done enough to challenge Juve?
No, not yet. I think they're a year away from that, but I think that is going to be a closer championship race with AC Milan coming in 2nd.
Dude, 11%, homie. Like, I didn't have a job, and I got a better rate on my car than.
It was a pleasant change. Somebody else told the Chinese, "Hurry up and buy."
Oh man, the irony of world soccer, man. Good lord, man. I appreciate that. That was awesome. AC Milan stuff that I don't think a lot of people know. I just want to do briefly, like around the world, man. Let's just briefly cover transfers. Real Madrid.
Real Madrid kind of stayed put. Morata left, but
they made a come up. They made money.
They made money, but also they created and also James left, but they created an opening for Isco and Asensio to come up, and I don't know how they positioned themselves, but they look like they're better than they were last year.
I know. That's the crazy thing.
Assholes!
Good Lord, you haven't even seen Cristiano's hair touch the field yet. Either way, man. All right, I don't even. Barcelona. Should we even? Is that even worth mentioning? It's an embarrassment, son. It's embarrassing. It's a horrific fucking transfer window. Like on the last day, they're like, "Oh, Dybala, fuck it." And
we're 150 or less days away from when Messi will be able to sign a pre-contract agreement. Actually,
yeah, he did not.
Just to give you an idea of like
the state that they're in.
Bad President Bart is like this. Oh my god! And then they come out and give some cockamamie stories that like the clubs that they're accusing of random shit are like coming out and calling them out on. Like Nice's like president is like, yo, we had the contract ready. I called them. The fucking shifty ass president was like, oh sorry, we changed our mind. Like
the Barca board got a vote of no confidence, and how'd they respond?
This is not a good time for that. Due to the bad times we are experiencing right now, we will address your
Because of
issues
us.
at a later time.
They're gonna march. They're gonna march on on the Camp Nou with tiki torches.
Dude, I don't think that Barca fans, myself included, hated even the Generalissimo Franco as much as we hated the current president, man.
Oh, that's a debate for another day, man. Let's also bring up Bayern.
Bayern, more of the same, man. More of the same, but they're gonna, Bayern and the German league, the German league is their farm system.
Yep,
So
it is.
they've picked up a couple of guys that we really don't know.
The
But
James.
they got James on a fucking perfect
Loan.
arrangement,
Yeah.
and they got Tolisso,
So
who's supposed to be nice. I just like that he's called Tolisso.
Lam and Alonso retired. Just wanted to mention that as well. How about Dortmund? They gave up
I think
Dembele.
they'll miss Alonso more than Lam.
Lam,
Even though
yeah, Lam
at
had
their
fallen
peak,
off a little
Lam
bit.
was
Lam was a beast.
better, but Alonso, his game did not require
Yep.
movement, so
Yep.
his age didn't matter.
Yep. Dortmund lost Dembele.
Yes, and immediately went and got some other guy that's going to soon be sold for some other money. This
They
Dortmund,
just fill him in.
yeah, Dortmund scouting and preparation for these situations. Hey, Barca, Barca's not even playing checkers. I don't even know what the fuck to call what they're playing, but these guys are playing an extreme 3D chess.
Barca's playing hands.
Interstellar chess is what Dortmund is playing, and Barca's playing heads or tails.
So let's mention that their biggest victory of the summer was probably warding off Bayern for their head scout. Bayern was trying to poach their head scout, dude.
They scouted their scout.
That's how vicious they get, though, man.
FC Hollywood, man.
Bayern wants to crush everybody. They do not care about the
You do not
Bundesliga.
get called FC Hollywood by doing this shit. Man. You gotta stunt.
So let's Monaco. I mean, they gave,
Monaco is interesting.
yeah, it is. They gave up a lot, but
Check it out. Okay, when we look at it, gave up a lot.
Yep,
They
but
bought Bernardo for 15 and sold him for 50.
yep.
They got Bakayoko for 8 and sold him for 45.
Wow.
They got Mendy for 15 and sold him for 57. So, this is the perfect business guy. Just looks it straight in the face. Yes, give me a number. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why Arsene Wenger couldn't, there was a tweet. Arsene Wenger was like, we give you 90 for Lamar. And Monaco's like, sure. He's like, what? They're like, what? He's like, forget it.
Oh, I thought you meant 9.2.
Yeah, they're like, fuck you. He's like, oh, phew.
Oh, good. Didn't want to do that anyway. We kind of covered PSG. Anything significant there? No Matuidi, no Aurier, but I don't think that makes much of a fucking difference.
No, but they introduced as their new jersey for this season, the jersey that Kendall Jenner was wearing 2 years ago.
Oh man,
Actual Instagram pictures out of that. I was like,
Kendall Jenner doesn't count, dude.
I actually also had to Google who she was.
They were planning on that. They were advertising back then, the secret advertising through Instagram.
Juve got some blaze in their life.
Yeah, they did. Matuidi was good business,
Yeah,
man.
Matuidi, that's a great place to go and extend your career.
Douglas Costa?
Douglas Costa, again, he's gonna, if he knows how to play positionally, then he'll be really good there. His skills are good, but I don't know why he didn't work out at Bayern Munich after a good start.
Yeah, Benatia as well. I believe they signed.
Mehdi Benatia?
Yeah,
He's got
you know.
meh in his name.
Depth. Depth, man, Atleti.
I mean, they kept Tony G, but they can't do anything.
They can't do anything. Yeah, so that was a defeatist question. Why are they on the list?
Because, I mean, you can't leave Simeone off. What if he finds out we didn't invite him to the party?
That's a good point, man.
Great job, Atleti. Again, Atletico Madrid will win the World Cup.
So Before we skate on out, though, man, let's give a brief recap of some of the international games that have already happened, man. France smashed the Netherlands 4-0. Just obliterated them, dude.
Oh my god. It was like somebody that knew how to play FIFA was playing against a kid that they're babysitting.
Yep. Yeah, I see a lot of those on YouTube, man. I see a lot of that. And that's what it
Remember
looked
that
like.
video when Dave Chappelle played NBA Live with the kid that had cancer?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Said, nurse, get your ass in here.
Jimmy getting his ass beat. I'm dying, Dave.
I'm killing Jimmy.
Pick up that stick, son. Ronaldo had phenomenal bicycle kick, man. Please check Twitter for it. We'll post that. Spain, Italy. Spain just...
The Isco Show.
Man, it sure was. Yeah, they worked Italy.
First of that nutmeg of Verratti.
Yeah.
Isco will be coming home later to take your girl. Okay, be ready.
Uruguay, Argentina. Suarez was injured and probably should have seen a red. Wish he had seen that red. Came back early from injury. That ended up Argentina 2-1.
I don't know. I thought it was a 0-0.
It was a 0-0. So
it was
exciting.
A very,
That's
very,
right.
very boring 0-0.
Totally.
Like where Argentine's game plan is give it to Messi and run away from him so he has no outlet passes.
No, that's the 2-1 game.
You just see him standing in the middle of the field with like Argentines all around. Like I'm like, y'all are not paying customers.
The 2-1 game, I believe, was Brazil-Ecuador.
Yes.
Where Paulinho and Coutinho, two transfer stories this summer, both scored. Tale of the Inho.
Yes. Coutinho, the guy that Barca should have got, and Paulinho, the guy that doesn't know how he ended up from China to Barcelona with a locker like close to Lionel Messi. One was celebrating, and Coutinho supposedly cried after he scored. Which... There's no crying in football, you little bitch.
Football, man. Good Lord. And I think probably the biggest result of the weekend, Costa Rica 2-0
Costa Rica,
over the United States. No,
not
wrong.
Puerto Rico, sorry.
Wrong one.
No, okay.
No. Costa Rica. Costa Rica.
This was basically... The U.S. had chances, but you need a lot of chances when Josie Altidore is your striker. But it was two shit teams and a Real Madrid goalkeeper.
Yep.
That's what happened. And then it was a bunch of guys that were raised playing soccer where, you know, their moms were going to the sports store and getting them nice cleats and orange rinds and water bottles and all that against real ghetto people that wanted to make it into a brawl. And Pulisic and stuff, y'all cute, but you need to know how to win these games. This is where
that game happen?
You earn your stripes.
Where was that game at?
Dude, America is so worried about not having home field advantage against Costa Rica that they didn't want it close to anything, so they moved it to New Jersey. By the end of the game, the Costa Rican team fans are singing "Ole! Ole!" every time.
Oh man, they got beat. They got braced by a dude named Urena.
Urena. And you know the best part about it?
What?
He plays for San Jose Earthquakes.
Wow, they got beasted by an MLS player, by a Miller Lite soccer player. Wow.
And what's his name? Who's the old American guy?
Dempsey?
Yes. He got baited into a yellow card by a guy that plays for Portland.
hey, this unfortunately, man, when you go back to
like,
some of the things
they lost on like many levels.
When you go back to some of the things that Jurgen talked about, and he was down on those players for coming back to the MLS. He's like, man, if you have the chance to play in Europe, and I think he was totally right about that. They didn't want to hear that. And,
he also
MLS,
didn't make
this, that,
anybody better. So yeah, he's right. You're right about the opinion, but like
That's
even
all I'm
coming
talking
back,
about.
could have
Please
been a-
don't confuse me giving his opinion, that one single opinion, any endorsement of Jurgen Klinsmann. Like,
But the other
but I'm
thing
saying
you
he
have
was
to-
right about that.
The other thing you have to contemplate is you don't think that the players know this? They made this decision because they weren't good enough there.
Yep. I mean, Bradley should have stayed, man. But either way, well, man, we're gonna wrap up
He's
that.
the king of fucking sideways passes, man. Make a forward pass, bald bitch.
Anyway, man, Bradley's one of the better players on the squad, man. Used to be.
It says everything about. Dude,
well, yeah,
Pulisic did not get a chance to do Pulisic
I've
things. As soon as he get in there, they fucking
I've seen Bradley ball out, though, man. I have.
against Martinique.
No, Mexico, man. Mexico. The only game there is in Cannonball.
The only team that has qualified already.
Yes. That's it. I don't want to talk international anymore. Die international break. Bring club football back. All right, so for next week, we got some pretty decent games coming back to club football. We got Barca Espanyol. It's always a feisty affair.
Derby game
Yeah.
between a team that is the guardians of the Catalan identity against a team in Catalonia's capital called Espanyol and have the king's crown on their crest.
It's perfect. That's actually the only time I saw that. That's the game that I saw. The first international soccer game that I saw was Barca Espanyol at Espanyol.
That was not an international soccer game.
It ended 0-0. For me, it was international. It was in
It was
another
a local
country.
soccer game.
It was in another country. For me, it was international. I'm American, and I'm so floored. I'm there, and I'm like, dude, why is there no line at the beer stand? I got so drunk, dude. I just kept going to buy beers. I'm like, oh, because people want to watch the game. I was a rookie, dude. 0-0. Fucking messy play, dude. 0-0. How
Because
kind of
you were
luck is
busy
that?
getting drunk.
I know.
It's your fault.
Fucking Americans,
You need to be conditioned
man.
better.
Fucking Americans.
Go to a college football game if that's what you want to do. I'm just shitting.
No,
Go to
that's totally
Ireland
where I
game
was.
and get
It's-
fucked up.
It's totally where I was at that moment, though. Like, I was like, what? Beer? Una estrella. Anyway.
Por favor.
Atletico Valencia as well.
Yes, so let's see if Valencia can carry on the momentum they got from the fuckery at Bernabeu.
EPL, we got Everton, Tottenham. And then the bigger match, I think, is Liverpool, Manchester City.
Yes.
Pool, which has been dominating City over the past few years, and Klopp and Pep renewing their little thing from Germany. I mean, that looks like it could be a super fun game, and
Yes,
has some
especially since
repercussions.
they're aggressively not defending on both sides. Like,
Oh.
I hope it's going to be
like a 4-3.
if Liverpool have their way, they run out early, then it's going to be over fast. But if they kind of go back and forth, I want to see a shootout.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That would be fun. That'd be a
It's
lot.
not like you got any good defenders other than Company anyway, so just let loose, man.
Yeah, has some potential. Yeah, man, that's about it.
Manchester United at Stoke.
That's a game
No.
that happens.
No, but let's see if hip-hop survives a cold, rainy day in Stoke.
And Stoke. I'm sure it will, man. I'm pretty confident in that one.
When in doubt, dub.
I think those are the big games for the week. I think that's it, man. I think we're done. Transfer special wrapped up.
Wrap it up. Wrap that gavel up, B.
All right, you fellow floppers, that's another match in the annals of history. Please remember diving for glory, man. Post every Tuesday. Download us on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at Diving for Glory. That's FOR. Hashtag D4G. Hashtag Diving 4 Glory. Like us on Facebook. Comment on our tomfoolery, and we will roast you back. Treat you like Messi did Boateng, son.
Drop 'em.
Sir Solomon, Diving for Glory, episode 5.
Yes, again and again.
1.
Diving.
nothing more to say.
Diving.